Hi children, today I am going to explain about the purification of organic compounds part 2 video. Okay, first one, hybridization. You know very well in chemical bonding lesson we learned about hybridization concepts. Okay, Nana? But in this lesson we directly learned about the bondings. For any carbon atom, only single bonds are present. The carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization. If any carbon contains double bond, means one double bond remain two or single bonds, that carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization. Next, if any carbon contains one triple bond, remaining one is single bond, that carbon undergoes sp hybridization. So simply hybridization means, if you take for example carbon forms four bonds. In this carbon, that four bonds means four single electrons are involved from the carbon atom. Carbon atom number is 6. That is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. This is the outermost. S contains 2 electrons, P contains 2 electrons. But this is also belongs to n is equal to 2. That's why this electron is moved to this place. So S contains 1 electron. This P contains 3 single electrons. Total these 4 electrons are mixing together and form 4 hybrid orbitals for the bonding formation. That's why sp3 hybridization. Similarly, in this case, one is sigma bond. Here only sigma bond is present, but one is sigma bond, one is pi bond. In this case, one is sigma bond, remaining 2 are pi bonds. That is the problem. Okay, so pi bonds are not considered for the hybridization. That's why here carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization, here carbon undergoes sp hybridization. So for this carbon, remaining 3 are single bonds. For this carbon, already double bond is present, remaining 2 are single bonds. For this carbon, 3 bonds or triple bond is present, remaining bond is single bond. Okay. Now, in sp3 hybridization, total 100% is there. What is the portion of S means? That is 25%, because sp3 means 1s, remaining 3 are p orbitals. So total 100 is divided into 4 parts. 4 parts means each part contains 25%. So how much percentage of S character is present means S character is 25% S character and 75% P character. S character, P character. Okay, next in sp2 means 1s, remaining 2 are 1s, remaining 2 are P. So total 100 part divided into 3 parts only. 3 part means each part is 33.33%. So only 1s means 33.3% S character and remaining 66.6% P character present in the sp2 hybridization. Next, sp. Only 2. 1 S, 1 P. So total 100% is divided into 2 parts means each part contains 50%. So 50% S character and again 50% P character. Right? Now, for example, some compounds are given to you. How can you identify the carbon atom undergoes what type of hybridization? Now, for example, this compound is given to you. Now, write the hybridization of each carbon. Now, check it. This carbon contains 3 hydrogens, means 3 single bonds with 3 hydrogens, and another bond with this carbon. So 4 bonds are single bonds. So this carbon shows sp3 hybridization. Now come to this carbon. This carbon triple bonds, triple bond with this carbon, and another one is single bond. So triple bond means that indicates it is a sp hybridization. This carbon also, this side triple bond is present, that is the main bond. So sp hybridization. Now this carbon, three hydrogens. Three hydrogens means three single bonds. Three single bonds. This side one single bond. So total only single bonds are present. So sp3 hybridization. Now write the second compound. For this carbon, this side two hydrogens, two single bonds. But another side forms double bond with this carbon. So double bond means this is sp2 hybridization. Similarly, this carbon also two hydrogens, one double bond. So sp2 hybridization. But once check this carbon. This carbon, this side double bond, this side double bond. So we expected sp2. But remember all of you, C double bond C is nothing but C triple bond. One carbon contains directly two double bonds, that is equal to the one triple bond. So this carbon undergoes sp hybridization. So this is very important. Okay, next third compound. This carbon, three hydrogens, three single bonds. This side one single bond. So sp3 hybridization. This carbon, single bond this side one hydrogen is one single bond, but this side double bond. So double bond means sp2. For this carbon also sp2. This carbon sp3. You know that very easy. Here both are same. For this carbon, once you check the carbon, only single bonds are present. There is no double bond, there is no triple bond. So every carbon shows sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. Okay, Nana? Bond length. What is bond length? Bond length means between two atoms. For example, one bond is present between these two atoms. That length of the bond is called bond length. Right. So in organic chemistry, we observed so many times this type of bonds. C single bond C, C double bond C, C triple bond C. C single bond C bond length is highest 1.54 angstroms. As the number of bonds increases, bond length is decreases. Single, double, triple. As the number of bonds increases between the atoms, bond length is decreases. So single bond is the highest length. Next double, next triple. Okay, 1.54, 1.34, 1.20 angstroms. Similarly, this is sp3 carbon. This is sp2 carbon. This is sp carbon. So single bond, only single bonded carbon, double bond contained carbon, triple bond contained carbon. So if this carbon is attached to the hydrogen, what is the bond length between carbon and hydrogen? So in this case also, that carbon hybridization is important. So this carbon hydrogen bond length is 1.112 with sp2 carbon 1.103 with sp carbon 1.08. Even that double, triple and single bonds affects the single bond of the other atoms also. Okay? Actually these three are CH bonds, CH bond lengths. But these three CH bond lengths are not similar because in this case these three carbons undergoes different hybridizations. Okay? Now bond length are this. Single bond, double bond, triple bond. We know that. Bond length order. Now, what about this one? CC, CM, CO, CF. Carbon is one side, carbon is common. Another side, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. This is a period. In period, atomic size decreases. Means carbon to nitrogen size decreases. Nitrogen to oxygen size decreases. Oxygen to fluorine size decreases. Are you understand? So, as the size decreases, bond length is also decreases. Right? Now, third one. CF, CCl, CBr, Ci. So carbon is common for each molecule, but another atom is different. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. It is a group. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. It is a seventh group element. In groups, from top to bottom, size increases. As the size increases, bond length is also increases. That's why this is the order. This is about bond lengths. Next topic, bond energies. Bond energy is inversely proportional to the bond length. As the bond length increases, bond energy decreases, because for single bond it requires very less amount of energy to break the bond. As the number of bonds increases means for double bond require more energy compared with single bond. For triple bond requires more energy than double bond. So this is the order for triple bond, double bond and single bond. Now let's check this CH, CH, CH. But this carbon undergoes sp hybridization. Sp hybridization means this carbon already formed triple bond in another side. This carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization, means it forms double bond another side. So this carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization. That's why automatically this CH bond length is decreases due to the sp hybridization of this carbon. Now this carbon sp2 hybridization, that's why this bond length is smaller than this one, because this is sp3 means only single bonds present for this carbon. So higher bond length, next decrease, more decrease. That's why it requires more energy comparing with this. This will require more energy comparing with this. Next one see this CH, CO, Cl, Cs. Now one side carbon is common, but the other elements, compared with other elements, bond lengths are dependent upon. So hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon. Leave it CH bond, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. This is a period. In this period, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So in period from left to right, bond length is, size of the elements decreases. Size of the elements decreases. So smaller bond length formed between carbon and oxygen comparing with Cn, and this one bond length is smaller than comparing with Cc. That's why this is the order. Smaller bond requires more energy. Now come to this one, CH. H is very smaller than these three. That's why it requires very high energy for the breaking this bond. Next one. For Cc, for break this bond, how much amount of energy is required for 1 mole is 83 kilocalorie per mole. 83 kilocalorie per mole. This is about bond energies. Next one, bond angles. Actually, bond angles concept completely depends upon the VSE-Peer theory. VSE-Peer theory. So sp3 hybridization means this is looks like AB4 model. sp2 means AB3 model. Sp means AB2 model. AB4 means we know very well this is tetrahedral geometry. AB3 or sp hybridization means this is trigonal planar geometry. Sp means linear geometry. So in sp3 hybridization, the bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes or 109.5 degrees. For sp2 hybridization, 120 degrees. For sp hybridization, 180 degrees. This is 180. This is 120. But here, this is a three-dimensional structure. three-dimensional structure between this one 109 degrees 28 minutes. This is about bond angles. Actually in this lesson we covered these concepts also. For these concepts I already explained in chemical bonding in 8th class fact program. Just revise the topics and solve some problems given in our material. Okay? Hybridization, bond parameters, resonance, hydrogen bonding and dipole moment. Once you start solving the material problems, we observed so many topics, so many problems from these concepts. So don't bother about it because these concepts already covered in 8th class fact program. Just once revise that notes. Okay? Purification of organic compounds. Now we are entering the main topic in this lesson. Purification of organic compounds. First, what is purification? Purification means, for example, we want a perfect functional group containing organic compound. For example, we want ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. Generally, ethyl alcohol is used as a drinking purpose. Okay, but not 100% ethyl alcohol. Very limited percentage. For example, Sara, brandy, whiskey, wine, rum. So many names are there. Based on the percentage of ethyl alcohol, the compounds are differentiated. Okay. For example, we know that from grapes we can prepare alcohol. So we want alcohol for drinking purpose. How can we prepare? Of course, so many methods are there. For example, it is actually, this process is decomposition process. Kullupoided cheyadam alcohol. Okay. So from the grapes we prepare an ethyl alcohol. It is one of the organic compound. But we cannot get directly that ethyl alcohol. Some undesirable or some impurities are present in the, associated with our material, our pure material. Then we have to remove that material from that our desired material. So impurities present, impurities associated with the organic compound is removed. Simply write the definition of purification. Purification means the removal of undesirable materials associated with the organic compounds. That is the purification. Okay. So what are the techniques we are used in the organic compounds purification? Those methods are: first one, crystallization; second one, sublimation. Crystallization, again two types: simple crystallization and fractional crystallization. These two techniques, crystallization and sublimation, these two techniques are used for the solids only. Solids. Okay, so solid type of organic compounds. But remaining three means third one is distillation, fourth one solvent extraction, fifth one chromatography. Again distillation, four more types are there. A, simple distillation; B, fractional distillation; C, vacuum distillation; D, steam distillation. These three methods for liquid type of organic compounds purification. Okay, now I will explain the first method. First method, before going to explain about the crystallization. First one, extraction of organic compounds. For extraction of organic compounds, what is the first method? I will send notes also for this particular lesson, right? For purification of organic compounds only. First, we have a raw material. Raw material means impurity and organic compound both are present in that one. From that one we have to remove impurities. Sometimes we will directly separate organic compound from the impurities. Okay, so this is the organic compound, means it is the impure organic compound. So organic compound plus impurity is present. Take this impure organic compound, it is mixed with, it is dissolved in a suitable solvent. This is important. What is the first step? Take that impure organic compound and soluble in a suitable solvent and heat it. That is the process. Heat that insoluble. So heat that impure organic compound with a suitable solvent. So why we are using suitable solvent means it helps for the separation of the organic compound and impurity. The solvent helps to separation. Okay. So what type of solvents are generally used in the purification means water, alcohols, benzene. Most of the cases these three are used as a solvent for the purification methods. Now first one, methods for purification of solids. So three techniques for liquids. First one crystallization, second one sublimation, we know that. In crystallization, two more methods are there: simple crystallization and fractional crystallization. First one, simple crystallization. In simple crystallization, first prepare a saturated solution. Saturated solution means take a solvent. This is solvent. Generally, what type of solvents are used? Water, alcohol or benzene. Now add impure organic compound in the solvent. Okay, both are means first you have to idea about first learn about the saturated solution. Saturated solution means our stomach, okay, is a solvent. For example, for example, every morning for breakfast, today morning I ate nearly 8 idlis. That is my capacity. Means I can digest the 8 idlis every day. Okay. Sometimes I eat only 3 idlis. So it is not sufficient. Okay, that type of solution is called unsaturated solution. Okay, if you eat exactly 8 idlis, that is saturated solution. It is perfect. If I eat more than 8 means 12 idlis, it is super saturated solution. Simply water and salt. This gives correct explanation. Water and salt. నువ్వు గ్లాస్లో వాటర్ తీసుకుంటే అది తనలో ఎంత కరిగించుకోగలదో నువ్వు అంతే వేసావు అనుకో, దాని సాచురేటెడ్ సొల్యూషన్ అంటాం. అంతకన్నా తక్కువ వేసావు అనుకో అన్సాచురేటెడ్ సొల్యూషన్. ఎక్కువ వేసావు అనుకో కరిగినంత కరిగించుకొని రిమైనింగ్ పార్ట్ సెటిల్ ఎట్ ద బాటమ్ ఆఫ్ ది టెస్ట్ ఆర్ గ్లాస్. దట్ ఈస్ సూపర్ సాచురేటెడ్ సొల్యూషన్. So for the purification of organic compounds in simple crystallization technique, first prepare a saturated solution between solvent and impure organic compound. Okay, after preparation of the saturated solution, heat the total content up to below its boiling point. So why sir? If you heat greater than its boiling point, there is a chance for evaporation of the organic compound. That is the main reason. So either exactly equal or less than boiling point of the organic compound. Okay, completed. Completed. Now filter. Now filter. So, in solvent, add impure organic compound, prepare a saturated solution. After preparation of saturated solution, heat that content. Okay. After heating, in the process of heating, there is no chance for the immiscible solute. Immiscible means immiscible impurity. So total soluble. But here two chances are there. At low temperatures means just sparing, just small heating, only impurity is soluble. Only impurity is soluble. At high temperatures, both impure organic compound and also impurities both are soluble in the solvent. Okay, that is the problem. Right. After heating, just filter. Filter means take one beaker. In this is one pan. Keep one filter paper here. Now pour this solution into this one. That impurities settle on the paper. But the clear solution enter into the test tube. This is the pure organic compound. Now cool this one. Cool this one. We observe crystals. Are you understand? Crystals of the compound. So this is about the separated crystals, that is the pure organic compound. This is about simple crystallization. Now examples for simple crystallization. A mixture of sugar and common salt means NaCl. This mixture is separated by using a solvent, that is ethanol. Okay. Next example, phthalic acid and naphthalene. From this mixture, we can separate these two by using a suitable solvent, that is water. Okay. Right. Here salt is crystallized. Here naphthalene is crystallized. Next, second one, fractional crystallization. Fractional crystallization depends on solubility. Very interesting. Because, for example, one impure organic compound is present. That impure organic compound contains a mixture A plus B. Here B is the organic compound. For example, A is the impurity. Now take a suitable solvent. So add. This is the solvent. Add this impure organic compound into the solvent. But the solubilities of the organic compound and impurity is different in the solvent. This is the importance of fractional distillation. For example, one part is A, B. For example, one part is 80% is soluble, but one part is, for example, one part is 80% is soluble, another part is only 30% is soluble. Means this part, for example, A impurity 80% is soluble. B organic compound only 30% is soluble. Are you understand? Means solubility is not equal in the solvent. Right? Now heat this. Heat that content, total content. After heating, just cool it. So in the cooling process, which substance or which part is less soluble, it is first crystallizes. Crystallizes means converted into solid part, Actually, these are all present in the liquid state. After heating process, only liquid is present. After heating, just cool the total content. Which solvent, which substance is less soluble, it is crystallizes first. Crystallizes means it is converted to solvent and float on the liquid. We can separate it. After the separation, we can again cool that process. Second part is also separated. This is about fractional crystallization. Next one, note. If any colored impurities are present, colored means you can easily identify. If any colored impurities are present in the organic compound, we can separate the impurities by using adsorption method. By using charcoal. Charcoal means boggu. Copper metal boggu. By using charcoal, we can separate by adsorption process. Means if you add the charcoal absorb means enter into inside. But adsorption means only touch the surface. Just the colored impurities are touch the surface of the charcoal and it is separated. Okay, this is about crystallization. Next technique, sublimation. We know very well about this one. Sublimation means solid is directly converted into gas. Okay, so if you take a mixture of organic compound, mixture means including with impurity, just in sublimation process, we can get organic compound and also impurity. Okay, sir. Is any solvent is required? Solvent is not required in this process. Solvent is not required for this process. And also, important point for this one, impurities are non-volatile in nature. Impurities are non-volatile. So, non-volatile impurities are present in the organic compound. This method is suitable. Means directly that organic compound only converted into gaseous form or vapors. Okay, right. So this technique is very easy, completed in little time. Okay, very short time. So very best method it is. Examples for this one. So what type of organic compounds are used to separate? For this one means camphor, karpuram. We know that. Indigo and naphthalene, benzoic acid, anthracene, benzoic acid. Okay, so many examples are there. Anthraquinone, etc. Examples are most important, Nana. Examples are most important. For example, salt plus camphor is given to you. Salt plus camphor is given to you. Salt is the impurity, camphor is the organic compound. By applying the sublimation process, camphor is directly converted into vapors. So, salt is present as it is as an impurity. So this is about sublimation. So today concepts are completed. Today I will send notes also in WhatsApp group. Okay? Thank you.